America will never be our friend. America doesn't like us. America will never like us. We are divided, we are poor, we are what we are because of the imperialist America. And for one moment, we must never sleep and think that America will one day become our friend. Thank you very much, Program Director. Allow me to convey my greetings to the leadership of Botswana National Front and express my greatest appreciation and humility for the invite bestowed to me and the organization I lead, the Economic Freedom Fighters. I extend my greetings and to my brother leader, President Duma Boko, who today leads Botswana after fighting for the soul of this country as a young man I've known for many years. Comrade President, the ties that bind our two great nations runs deeply, and they are made more meaningfully by the fact that political power in a nation rich with heritage, minerals, pride, and resistance to colonial conquest. I stood at your inauguration proud not only of you, Comrade President, but proud of what you represent. And what you represent is a future for Africa away from dependency on former liberation movements, and future that puts the people first and capital second. I therefore welcome the opportunity to add my contribution into a legacy of resistance, and I reaffirm that indeed, Kopano Kimat, when you got inaugurated, it reminded me of the days we used to meet in South Africa, planning on how you can take over this government. You have not started now to fight against the past regime. You have been at the forefront, and together with your collective, I remember very well my comrade Arafat, who was with you through and through as we're trying to make sure that we do away with an oppressive regime. Comrade President, the leadership of the Botswana National Front and all delegates present in the revolution who subscribe particularly to the teachings of Lenin, we know that there can be no successful revolution, strong and resilient organization, political power, and once the movement which won political power is infiltrated, weakened and captured, the gains of freedom begins to be reversed. Revolution, Comrade President, will mean a complete overhaul of the system. It can be that when you took over power, those who oppressed us before lost nothing, and those who were oppressed gained nothing. Once it happens like that, there was never a revolution. Comrade President, this region of ours, SADC, depends on your leadership, depends on your militancy and radicalism to ensure that we transform the resources to benefit the majority of our people. We want the diamond to be owned by the people of Botswana, not as shareholders alone, but also as managers. We must manage our own economy. We must not just be shareholders. The PS must know that it must adhere to the demands of the people, or it must try somewhere else. Because this is a new regime that is going to ensure that diamond and the land, which is agriculture, benefit the people of Botswana. These people have waited for too long, where the government benefited the few families in Botswana. We want a government that will benefit all. Comrade President, material times, they must align and confront the past. We refuse to align with those who align with our oppressor. We will never align with the Democratic Alliance. We will never align with Freedom Front that killed our people. And therefore, any alliance with the two is a sold-out position that seeks to undermine the progressive agenda that our people were killed for, that our people were exiled for, that our people stayed in Botswana fighting for that particular democracy. I would rather be on the streets of South Africa than to dine with the enemy. I will never dine with the enemy. I would rather die poor than to dine with the enemy. I will never dine with the enemy. I will always ensure that the views of our people are aligned. Comrade President, America will never be our friend. Even if it donates planes to us, we must never get planes that were used to kill children in Palestine and the planes that were used to oppress the people of Cuba. Those planes of America are wrapped with blood of innocent people. America doesn't like us. America will never like us. We are divided. We are poor. We are what we are because of the imperialist America. And for one moment, we must never sleep and think that America will one day become our friend. Comrades, we know our friends. Our friends is China. Our friend is Russia. Our friend is Iran. Our friend is Cuba. Our friend is those mothers and children who are being butchered in Palestine. You cannot say you are enjoying freedom here in Botswana when the people of Palestine do not enjoy freedom. When your fellow president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife are still illegally detained in America because America wants the oil of Venezuela. Today, for more than 60 years, the people of Cuba have been starved by an embargo imposed on them by America. Not because they killed anyone, but because they subscribe to ideas that America doesn't like. And therefore, if we have a choice to choose between Cuba and America, we'll always choose of thugs who think they can run our country and make Africa divided. We do not subscribe to xenophobia. We will never hate Botswana because we are married to each other. Even together. When you hate Botswana, that is because you are hating yourself. Everyone who has engaged in xenophobic attacks in South Africa suffers from self-hate. Do not generalize all of us. We want African unity. We want the unity of SADC. We want to share in the land of Africa because we are collectively exploited. There is no one who can say these ones were better off and we were exploited. Everywhere where an African child is found, that African child is hated. Black people are hated everywhere. We cannot afford to hate them here in Africa. When you see a black person, you must see yourself. If you have looked at yourself in a mirror and you see of the Africa, it will one day benefit from its land, from its minerals, and ensure that it doesn't depend on imperialists and colonizers. President, you are our future. Lead us. Do not doubt yourself. As you take decisions, and very difficult decisions, you must know there are personal consequences, but you must be prepared to face those consequences. And if those consequences means prison, if those consequences means death, make sure that you are not scared to confront death, because victory is certain. They will never kill all of us. They will never imprison all of us. They will never imprison our ideas. Your ideas are out there. Africa is celebrating your achievement and BNF achievement. You did something very historic, and I can tell you, we celebrate you and we admire you, and we learn from you, and we'll one day have a progressive government in South Africa the same way you have a progressive government here in Botswana. I was banned here for many years, and I got an invitation from you that I'm unbanned. It's so nice to be at home today and be able to enjoy the beautiful nature of Botswana. Those who banned me here in Botswana, they are watching us from TV, and they must be very lucky if they don't run out of electricity. Look at us now. You oppressed us yesterday. Today we are flourishing. We are in charge of Botswana. You can never oppress us forever. Comrades, be rest assured, Matla, Karuna, Kopanga, Kimata, unity is what must guide all of us. Let's all unite the African continent. Amandla! Amandla! Thank you very much.